I'm Luis, outside like Superman or whatever. I'm Olivia. I'm the executive director, and I'm fairly new to the organization.
I am Hugo Castillas. I am the clinical director, and I've been in my position for over a year now.
I am Rosa Garcia, and I am the administrative assistant and have been working there for 15 years.
My name is Jesus Salcida, and I'm the director of homeless programs. I've been here for 7 years.
My name is Kimberly Clark. I am the coordinator of school and community collaboratives.
My name is Martha Ball, and I'm the volunteer coordinator for 7 years.
Are you ready? Welcome everybody. I'm glad we can make it here today. Just to start off on a good note, let's just start with some strengths. Tell me about something that's working well this week or it's been working well the last couple of weeks. So for me, I'm glad I'm able to sit here with you guys and to just learn more about you and see what we can do to improve our programs some more.
Speak up.
I think a strength going on in our organization right now that I'm facing is we're getting some new MSW interns from different universities. So that's going to be exciting.
Definitely.
A strength is that you're offering us a new perspective in treating our consumers.
I'm glad you said that.
I think one of our strengths is that we have the ability to have a continuum of housing for the homeless population.
I think it's a strength that we all get to sit here today, and I, as part of the community, get to have a say in what's happening.
And I think the strength is, even though things are changing and it's new, change doesn't have to be bad, so I look forward to whatever new changes every week.
Definitely good. So, if we just keep those positive outlooks, I feel like we can I believe if we can continue to have those positive outlooks, we can make sure that this is a healthy movement and our company moves forward in a positive way. I know that typically, we do have an agenda. I just want to ask you guys if we're able to just talk about the open house real quick, because this is something that's coming up and it's urgent. We'll just talk about it real fast, but if anything, I'll only do that if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah, just to tie into what I said about strengths earlier, I'm really looking forward to this open house because we have some really good MSW interns coming in, and I think that it's going to be a very good macro experience for them. I'd like to get them involved in helping in any way that they can, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Good. And the rest of you guys, is it alright if we move this up in the agenda?
Actually, if it was possible, I think it might be better if we were able to delegate the duty for that. I think it would make sense that it should fall under the volunteer coordinator position to be in charge of the open house. I'm also just a little shaky. I'm not sure if we could use the money better, perhaps, and use it for, I was thinking about a party for the volunteers.
Right.
And having a party for them, and then at that point we could even use the volunteers to help talk about maybe an open house at a different point in time.
So you're talking about like the volunteer aspect of it.
Right.
So I know it's like another component about it. So if anything, I think it'll be good if we just combine it all together. But again, too, it sounds like we can move forward with that.
So who's going to be in charge of that?
Well, we're going to discuss it right now. Are we good with that? Mm-hmm. All right. So we want to, if anything, have a open house just to show community about our programs we have here. You guys have been doing a lot of great work, and we want to make sure that people have access to these wonderful resources that we have here. We have an opportunity where the newspaper wants to come out and interview us during this open house to see the things that we're doing. So this is a good way for us to get our program out to the community. I think it'd be a good opportunity to have one of our families that we're currently serving be able to attend this open house at least so that they can see it from that perspective, the good things that we are doing. What do you guys think?
I'm not too sure about having the family be involved or interviewed. I know you mentioned earlier a newspaper interview.
Right.
Which family are we referring to?
I think, well, if anything, after like going over like some of our like paperwork and some of the files, I think the Gonzalez family would be actually the best one. You know, because they have like some good standing within the community. The two grandparents, Francisco and Juana, they contribute to our program a lot. I think they come to a lot of the volunteer activities that we've had. And again, they also bring their grandchildren, Angelina, Marcos, and Benny, to a lot of to the school programs and some of the other things that we're offering here. So if
Yeah.
anything, they'll be able to hit all the components.
I'm familiar with the Gonzalez family, and I do not think it's a good idea to, I know my colleague here, Jesus, mentioned them being in the paper, and I'm not comfortable with that idea. I think that it goes against their confidentiality, and
Right.
it could even discourage future clients from reaching out to receive services from us.
And I definitely want, because I know confidentiality is big, kind of the services that we're doing. We wouldn't do this without their, you know, them agreeing to it. You know?
Right.
So I definitely, I mean, we don't even really know if that's something that they don't want to do or something that they do want to do. Because maybe because again, showing that they want to participate in our programs and, you know, volunteer to a certain aspect too. Maybe that's a way of giving back and showing that the help that they give, that others can get it too. You know, so if anything, we want to keep the door open. You know, I'm not kind of shutting it down that we shouldn't do it. You know, let's kind of put it on their plate to see if they want to do it. Yes, Alex. Yeah.
I've worked with Angelina before in the past, and I also actually recently met with Mrs. Gonzalez to discuss Benny's problems in school, and I think it's something that they'd be open to. I think it's a pretty good idea, and it'll also give our agency good publicity, and hopefully we can get more clients that way and actually help out more in the community.
Right, definitely. You know, and again, it's like you talked about the good publicity. You know, I know our organization here is to serve the public and serve the community, and that's the biggest thing. Again, too, you guys talked about a lot of the wonderful programs. We know how we started with the good things that are working. We want to build on that. You know.
I'm just uncomfortable about using our clients for publicity. I just feel really uneasy
What
about
part of
this
it
whole
is it
situation.
making you uneasy about that, though? Do you feel like we're like exploiting them now?
I think it's a little, yeah. And also, you know, you don't know where they're at, if they're just agreeing because, you know, they're afraid of losing services maybe, or to appease. I think that when you're receiving services somewhere, it's a very private, confidential matter, and it might look bad on our part that we're showing, you know, the faces of our clients in newspapers.
Right. So it sounds like you and Jelly kind of have like two differing perspectives. I actually think it would be good for both of you guys to possibly go to the family with this, you know, just being respectful, mindful that, you know, hopefully we can get them to come and speak at this open house, but just to ask them about it, you know, so, I mean, if you're both present, you guys can ensure that you're not like coercing them in any way, and that if anything, you're empowering them to use their voice and choice and deciding if they want to come to the meeting or to come to the open house or not. So, do you guys think that sounds pretty fair? Yes,
Yeah, just if I may, I have a concern, you know, bringing it to the family and everything like that. One of the things I just want to talk about is that Angelina has been, you know, a great volunteer, great asset to our volunteer team, and I just want to be sure that she is addressed as well, not just her parents, that she's comfortable with that, because I know sometimes with, you know, teenagers and their friends and you know, with the stigma of mental health, that could be an issue with her maybe not feeling comfortable with her friends seeing it.
Right. So if anything, again, too, like we were talking about, that's why I feel like if two of our staff members go, it can show that, you know, we're supporting them in this. And two, then we want the whole family here too, because again, everyone's participating here. You know.
So I think before we go to the family, though, we need to decide here, is that even a good idea to have any family, not just the Gonzalez family, in the media?
Right.
So before we take it to them and see if they're okay, we should decide here, is that something that we really want to do? Because it sounds like we're conflicting on that area as well.
Right.
Should we or shouldn't we?
You know,
What's
I
the
definitely think that we
purpose?
should. Again, the purpose is to show that, you know, we are providing great services here. You know, and not only great service, because a lot of maybe some members of the community don't know what's out there, what we have here, you know, so by us telling it, you know, it's one thing, but then to have people who've actually done it and did the walk, I think that's even more
Is there
powerful.
another way though? Maybe post quotes on our website and then say like anonymous, so it's like a testimony in a way, but it's keeping the confidentiality.
Right. I think those are things we can do additionally. And I know I keep on hearing it, Roxy, that you kind of have concern. Roxy, I'm sorry.
Hugo?
Hugo. Sorry. That you have concern, but if anything, we haven't even asked the family if this is something that they want to do or not. So if we could just start there, you know, and then just see what you guys get back from that meeting with them, I think we can go from there and then decide more if we want to have them or not. You know, if they are open to it, then I think we should go with it. You know, if they're against it, then we'll find other means or alternatives that you're talking about.
Well, do you guys think it's a good idea to present this to them?
I'm just nervous, definitely nervous about it. Because I've just, on my end, I've worked with Angelina. I know sometimes she expresses things about, you know, maybe not always want to do some events that have to do with maybe where her friends might be. So that's just something I was just thinking about.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great opportunity. I've also worked with Angelina, and I think it's something that if we ask them and they're willing to do it, that they would let us know. Like you said, Angelina is a very bright girl. She has great volunteer experience, and I think she's comfortable with a lot of our staff here, that if she's not comfortable doing something, she would say that.
Right, and again, this is why, you know, I feel like we selected this family too, is because, you know, it seems like they have a lot of involvement and they kind of believe what we're doing, you know? So, let's give it a try. The next thing too is we need to kind of discuss a time and a location and the date for the open house. I was thinking that across the street, a few weeks from now, at the recreation center would probably be best.
I believe they're doing renovations at the recreation center right now. For me, being an individual in a wheelchair, I know that they don't have wheelchair access right now, and we have a lot of seniors in our community that would be coming.
Right.
So seniors can't really climb stairs. Myself, with the wheelchair, and other disabled individuals won't be able to get into the rec center.
Right.
So I think it might be actually a good idea to have it here in our agency, since it is our open house.
Right. Kind of done off about that with the medical thing, but I fully agree we should have our own office. I don't know why. All right, if anything, that location, then the time and the date then. Again, I think 2 weeks from now. I mean, if anything, it gives you guys this week to be able to talk to the Gonzalez family about figuring out if they want to be able to do this. And then we can talk about it next week some more. And from there, we can go into, well, if anything, if we solidify today, we can talk about it some more and then figure out just some of the smaller details that we need to figure out.
As far as like spearheading the project though, who was that? Who was in charge of that?
What department?
Because I know in the past, so I'm the volunteer coordinator and I've been for the past 7 years. And in the past, the executive director would usually place duties like that underneath my jurisdiction. So I was just wondering, is that what we're still doing? Because I think that probably would fit best underneath my role.
Right. I think at this time, it's definitely good stuff to consider. Just because, I mean, we're also trying to get adjusted to one another. This is going to kind of be a collective effort, you know. So again, we'll continue to have meetings. We'll continue to discuss these things at these staff meetings and get direction and guidance from there. But definitely, you know, the volunteer, those are pivotal parts to making sure that the open house is successful. So your help is definitely going to be needed. Hugo, anybody have any concerns, questions, comments?
About
Open house.
no, I'm excited about the open house.
Good.
Don't want Gonzalez family
I
to
think
go public though.
I think we kind of got that, but again, we want to make sure that we give them an opportunity, you know, just kids, because again, this is something that they possibly might want to do.
So as we move forward, what's your vision for this open house?
the vision is for us to, again, be able to tell about a lot, the great things that you guys just talked about when we started this meeting. Informing the public about what we're doing here. You know, again, we want to, I feel like the reason why, you know, the Gonzalez family is going to be present is because, you know, I'm really big on client empowerment, you know. And again, it's one thing for me to say the progress that people have made, but it's another thing for people to for the people that we've served to go out there and do it and talk about what they got from us. And I feel like people will really buy into that, you know, and want to be able to attend the services that we have. Anyway?
I feel bad. I don't mean to throw like a monkey wrench and everything,
No,
but
we gotta cover all bases.
I was just wondering if it was, I visited this earlier, if it was possible to maybe spend the monies used for the open house instead of having a volunteer party. And my reason behind that is because since, you know, we've gotten a lot of new volunteers lately, and I just feel like they should be acknowledged and appreciated, and that's a good way to advertise us as well. And it would be even an opportunity for the volunteers even to have participation in planning an open house as well.
So what are your thoughts about that as far as being able to possibly do both? Yeah.
I think it would be a great idea to do the party instead of, and then plan the open house then with them at a different date.
Right.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it does sound like a good idea. I can't give you for sure yes right now, and frankly, I can't give you no either. Definitely something for me to consider more, and just kind of review some of the budget, our budget, and we do have some MSW interns coming in too, so we want to maybe possibly have them at this open house too, you know, so they can kind of buy in and possibly want to work here in the future. So a lot of things to consider. But yeah, definitely great idea. You know. Any more thoughts or concerns relating to the open house? Good? Break? We good? Huh? Good. Are we good?